Okay, welcome again to another Ogbonge episode of Football Afrik, where we give you everything we concern football for the African continent. NPFL, Tatafo, plus 2, 3, 4, and every way you need to know. This na Sawadinho and the football community. Of course, as I already talked, if one man prepare food for community, you go finish 2 seconds. But when community gather, cook for you, my brother, Belena ain't go tear at the end of the day. My name is Sawadinho, and today for the community, I get celebrity journalist. boy, where they making return after on tour the whole country. Boy, how fun.
Good. At least we're back. I miss the family.
I remember saying that tell you say me you don't come empty hand though. I never see your hands, so you come.
No,
Now,
boy, you get doings.
after we finish, you go see.
Boy, you get doings. While I was they already start to show himself. Who's Alpha?
I did, sir. We are back again.
And then Shomo also they here with us today. Shomo Alpha, what's up?
I do. Thank you very much for having me. They look forward to Super Eagles this international break.
Of course, and don't let the cat out of the bag. Super Eagles, they play against Lesotho and Zimbabwe. The beginning of our World Cup qualifiers. I've been doing this thing at the beginning of the 2022 World Cup qualifiers. I go do them again today. Super Eagles, I beg. I just got name beg. I do them the last time, you don't work.
You reach to the bag.
I just got name beg now. World Cup qualifier, they start now. I do them for the beginning of 2022. I beg them live on radio. I need that. Then catch me for video. I need that. I don't need that again, beg now. World Cup qualifier be this. No be later, we're going to say, oh, let's go back to the drawing board. We don't get bored. We don't get bored again. I just got name beg una. Una don't fall our hand the last time. Upon all the begging, una fall our hand. We don't give excuse tire. Now World Cup qualifier they start so, and this one even hard past that one because you must stop your group for this one. Yeah. You understand? I beg Lesotho, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and what do these other guys their name now? Benin Republic. I think they're gonna throw 9 coach. Yeah. I just got name beg una Super Eagles. Nothing will make us miss the Jackpot World Cup. If una don't know. 2026 na Jackpot World Cup. US, Canada. Wallahi.
You don't drop updates.
Now Jackpot World Cup now. 2026 na Jackpot World Cup now. So I beg now Super Eagles. So we'll look at that one and then we'll talk about John Obi Mikel. Say him be the most decorated and successful Nigerian player. I go live and there. Welcome to the show. Let me start with Shomo. Make I start with you. Nigeria, Lesotho, Nigeria, Zimbabwe. How far?
On paper, na games where Super Eagles supposed carry be this. Normally.
100.
But with the way Super Eagles they play, we guys take some things into consideration.
Okay.
You know, the Super Eagles they struggle with low block. And then these two teams where they play, now teams where go defend, go wait for us, and then go transition. So the first game when we go play against Lesotho, the players where they don't really get outstanding players. In fact, none of their players where I don't see they play for Europe. The best where I don't see they play for PSL, for
South African League.
Motebank Sarah. So with that game where Super Eagles supposed win, and convincingly.
On paper
at home na game we supposed win. But if you don't take into consideration their last matches, then play against Cote d'Ivoire, I mean the result being like 2-0 against Cote d'Ivoire in their last game, and then defend really well. So now team we sabi defend. Super Eagles guys they on their A game. This will not be time to play. For the second game against Zimbabwe then they coached by a former Mourinho assistant. In there with Mourinho at Porto and at Chelsea.
So meaning you don't see how Mourinho they pack the boss.
So in Sabi that kind of system. So Nigeria guys they very careful. So that if
what's his name again?
Baltimore Brito.
Okay.
In there with Mourinho from Porto to Chelsea. And those were the prime years of Mourinho. Now coach with Sabi. So Super Eagles guys make sure say they prepared to beat that block and then get very good attacking players. Tino Kadwere, now player with Sabi. They play for Olympique Lyon. Now then get Terence Zukamanja, where they play for PSL, for Super Sports United. So now very good, well-oiled team. And for their midfield, they get Marvelous Nakamba. They play for Luton Town for
Luton
Premier
Town,
League.
yeah.
Now, better player, if you see in stats for Premier League, he has one of the highest interceptions in the Premier League. And then Mashamuneti, where they play for Stade Reims. Now, player where they also play for Orlando Pirates for South Africa. So now, team, they get good players.
Well set up team.
Nigeria must be on their A game. No other choice.
A game. Talking about A games, boy, some of our A players, no good day. Yeah. And now, some of the heat on the fact say these teams they play low block. You understand? And if we get those players, we'll be fighters up front. You know, some of them Victor Osimhen, you know, Samuel Chukwueze. You understand? Samuel Chukwueze, you fit blame him for all of it in final balls, but if not to drive through defenders, in get that one. Maybe in final delivery fit no day too perfect. So now Chukwueze no day, Victor Osimhen no day. Well, thank God Victor Boniface day around and all of that. How we go fit take penetrate, considering the fact say we no really get that creativity for midfield where we say if we no fit body them, at least one Kevin De Bruyne blind pass fit just tear open the defense. Going into the game, Baba, how will fit navigate?
Well, actually, for me, I feel say I like what someone talk, but I feel say that's something where Nigeria is supposed to do. You mentioned say Nigeria guys bring their A game, but many of us go agree say on paper, even Nigerian B game supposed beat these teams because a large number of the Nigerian players they very very experienced. She na Premier League you won't talk now where you won't talk La Liga they don't play everywhere. Some of them don't play like for world stage, like the largest of the world stage. Don't play Champions League. So normally we're not even supposed to get this conversation. But we know as our Nigerian people be, and you know how they feel just disappoint you sometimes.
Is it a player thing or a coach thing?
Yeah, I think saying a general thing, both player, coach, administration, pitch, everything. In fact, our problems plenty.
No, Uyo now na good pitch.
Yeah, Uyo now good pitch, so no pitch complaints.
Exactly.
But when we talk about beating low block, I feel say one of the key to beating that low block, as you said, we no get all those players with do so much of that dribble. Boniface get the footwork if you go partner person like Awoni with them. But I feel say Ian Nacho suppose help us with that. Recently, if you see how Ian Nacho they play in transition play, they play like better supporting striker or 8. Yeah, now waiting they do be that. And in passes, I tell person that our last game where we been play for Portugal, say if this guy enter, he go change something for this game. At least say at least goal or something go enter. And I don't think say it take way he enter or something where he score. Because Ian actually the way they play now, they play as player where feel really they do a little bit of waiting Bellingham they do for Madrid right now. So expect them saying go do this thing and he go do. And so I feel say if Ian actually did very well and Boniface
is inconsistent.
Yeah, he did inconsistent, but he didn't do. Go down. Recently, he has been consistent now from Leicester City to even in the Super Eagles. He has Pesero has been trying him out in that role and they do him perfectly well. So if we feel use the natural like that and bank on Boniface, and if Pesero to go give some of our new guys, for me now I feel say Sadiq Umar now a good player, but then he just find him fit. Yeah. So Tella is still more of a very proven player so far this season. In the bond,
doesn't matter.
And we know one thing where I know for sure be say. Most first time call-ups they to get chance for Super Eagles. Most of them they always come observe and know. But if we come out that one and we actually look at the tactical aspect of it, I feel say that boy with Boniface and a little of Ian Achogo give us goals
for the match. I'm talking about that Tella at least in the play, Ingo don't get a little bit of understanding with Victor Boniface.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of that they play for the same Bundesliga side.
Sometimes what I notice for these Super Eagles with these qualifiers most times, it's the level where they are coming from and the pattern of football they are coming to play here in Africa. It's almost like it's the opposite of what they are used to. So that is sometimes it affects their play.
Okay.
So that is the problem. It's not like they don't know what they are doing. Aside from the coach who doesn't seem to know what he's doing.
You think Pesero know anything they do?
No, go to
no,
that
maybe
one.
go there.
Go to that one.
You should say Pesero know
Now why I ask Boye, say, is it a coaching problem or is it a player problem? So you feel say Pesero no really they get them right with this team?
Yes. No.
Why?
Yes. You have
talk that yes with your future.
Yes now. Yes. You can't see the truth is you get this bunch of talent, but no good manager to manage them well.
To form them into a formidable side.
A unit, like we don't have it.
Okay.
Secondly, we are playing African football, and we know African football for this physicality. There's this energy that comes with it.
Okay.
I still don't see reasons why our NPFL players are not called up for qualifiers like this. Not all of them. Just
I know, I really get the argument for NPFL players, but the NPFL, it is run the way it's supposed to run.
We're not saying the full NPFL.
Can you really trust the quality from the NPFL compared side by side with the European players? And I mean,
we are looking at it from the physicality part of it. That's where I'm looking at it from.
Okay.
That's where I'm looking at, because this Lesotho
so for
guys,
instance now, I want Lucas to put them side by side. For instance now, Onoja. Joseph Onoja from Rivers United. In that midfield now, if you're saying they're more physical than Frank the Tank Onyeka.
The Onyeka we talk about now, he's not even in the first team of Brentford too.
Well, he's
So
when they talk about Onyeka in the Super Eagles.
He's not in being in the Super
No,
Eagles.
I just want to
We
place
are
it
talking
side
about-
by side.
See, sometimes for the Super Eagles, if we actually look and weigh, so many sentiments is always in play for us, and it's not good for
Where's the
our team.
sentiment coming from?
Onyeka is not even in the first team of Brentford.
Exactly, but the fact in the play
Because he there for Europe now,
But
they
in
don't
they
play
but in
am.
they play. Whether you know,
It's not in
I
they
don't
play.
even
Match
understand this
rustiness.
first team something.
Match
Because
rustiness.
Onyeka they
Okay.
play, he they come in from the bench, he they play, and all of that.
If they come
You
in from the
understand?
bench is not good enough. This is Super Eagles we're
Sometimes
talking
it they
about
start
here.
as well.
How
Do you
many
understand?
times?
So, what I want to say, I want us to be factual. Onoja now, I just put Onoja side by side. Maybe I bring another maybe physical player with it for the NPFL. What's this guy for Bendel Insurance with the is it Tamari or
Tamara.
Tamara, yeah,
He's another
yeah.
physical player.
Yes, yes.
You understand? I
Yes.
look at that midfield now. Maybe Ayodele Joseph Aribo. You know, now them did that midfield though.
Yes.
Joseph Aribo, Onyeka, what's his name now? Iwobi. And the rest of them. So Iwobi now, okay, Iwobi is not really a physical player, but Iwobi get that thing to split defense open. You know, Iwobi this kind of players now for the NPFL, we could bring in now to challenge Iwobi really in terms of those kind of creative play.
When you say creative, because I don't know, these foreign-based players, we don't overhype these guys.
it's
What
not overhype, that's
wait
what
till
we're
make their
here.
contribution for
Yeah.
their club sides? It will be how many? I think a midfielder MB. How many assists he don't get this season?
How many games he don't?
How many
play
games
for
he don't
Fulham?
play this season?
We don't say injury being day part of the reason.
If he not fit, you leave him for house now. Carry another person where they fit now. So why are you saying it will be injury? Is that why he will not contribute his quota
Okay.
for the team? So what I'm saying here is,
Yeah.
you don't use sentiment most times. We don't need to use sentiment for this team.
Yeah.
Fuse in the NPFL players, mostly for games like this. I'm not saying the whole NPFL players, but for games like this,
For my
you-
games like this now, World Cup qualifier.
Now where
the
are they
more
coming
reason
down?
friendly,
why
oh.
you
Now
need
where are
to
they
put
coming
that
down?
belief,
Qualifier.
the more reason why you need to put that belief in those guys.
No, me I feel say
Now,
who's up?
Keshi, when Keshi was the coach of our national team, Mba was who? Where was Mba playing? Where was
Keshi.
he? Wait, no, let's not push him aside.
but
Where
no-
was Mba playing?
No be now
But
we
now-
go
nah,
start.
Wait now,
NPFL.
wait,
Exactly.
wait.
we go
Exactly.
Wait,
wait,
wait.
wait.
Now something. No be now you go start. You know go just throw them.
Exactly.
I'm not saying throw
They
them
no
in.
go
I'm not saying throw them
don't
in.
wait
oh.
first.
They no go fit handle that pressure. You now something where you suppose don't start since. No be now. You suppose they introduce them
Like
into
those
the
two
team.
friendly games.
Do you
so
understand?
Exactly, that was the best time to have done that.
It still goes back to the coach
No,
now.
now, no be now, he go
No
dey
be
do that
now.
one now.
No be now.
If na the friendly games
another
we
space they
play.
talk. Coaching. A coach too has to look at what he has. You understand? Even this one where we dey talk, we go see say for our goalkeeping department.
Department.
Now Uzo go still start.
Of course,
With
now
Ahmad
he go
Obaso, they went
start for
there.
AFCON. Now he go
Can
start
you
for
imagine?
AFCON.
So if now you
Uzo
get
problem don dey
but-
there since 2018.
If now you
And
get
nothing
chance
dey
now to choose for goalkeeper, I mean they just call up
Obasogie.
Obasogie of Insurance of Benin. Now, in my opinion, now one of the very good goalkeepers. I don't see like 3-4 goalkeepers for the NPFL this season. Amas now one of them. The Doma United goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Osai
Kingdom.
Osaiki, now another very good goalkeeper, and then Nwoke of
Christian Nwoke.
Sporting Lagos. Not forgetting Remo Stars Kayode, you
Bankole.
understand, Bankole. Not forgetting him as well. You know, but these other guys, you know, Amas. Finally, Amas don't get in call up now.
Exactly.
You know. Do
This
you
one a
think you can
complimentary
be
call-up now.
confident enough
That one
to
a
start
complimentary
Amas
call-up.
or Ojo Olorunleke ahead of
Me, I believe
Uzo?
saying
me,
I
for
believe
me.
saying Uzo Pesero go still start.
He go start
actually.
Pesero. He go start. Sorry, he
Uzo.
go start Uzo. But if na me,
Yeah.
I no go start Amas or Basogi for very simple reason.
Yeah.
First of all, na late call up.
Yeah.
Number one,
Yeah.
and he no get experience for Super Eagles. That defense, he no get experience with playing with them.
Okay.
But if na me, I go start Ojo Olorunleke because no be in first call up
Call
with
up
this.
for
He
Super
don't
Eagles,
dey with the team. He dey train. So he go get some synergy with those defenders.
defense, yeah.
You know, because one thing wey dey very important for defense and football na the synergy between centre back
defenders
and
and
the
yeah.
goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Dem suppose understand themselves. But even though we don see Uzo don dey play for our national teams, it's 2018, we never see that synergy. E no dey.
But another thing where I go like argue be say, the only reason why I go agree with Uzo a bit is that, and one thing that we've come to discover is that players that have something to prove are a different level of hungry. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Someone like Amas now or Ojo Olorunleke know that the number one position is at stake going into the AFCON.
Yeah.
I believe say they go on prove
The
something.
hunger is
So
there.
just
The
Buttress
hunger
there.
they
To
there.
buttress your
They go
point.
they come on anything
To
like
buttress
say
your
yeah we
point.
want to take that number one spot. And that's the same thing with the
I
players.
drop this in before I come off from my head. To buttress your point, I believe say the reason why Osayi Samuel and Bruno Onyemaechi are arguably Nigeria's best wing backs right now.
Of course.
Now because they no say
Of course.
competition did that wing.
Of course.
Jamil Collins, Zaidu Sanusi,
Ola Aina, they there.
and all of that. So those boys right now, if you watch the Super Eagles games in recent times,
They were the best
They
players.
were like the best players of the Super
were the
Eagles.
best players.
So to buttress in point, I
The
feel
hunger
say
is
if
there.
you give Ojo Olorunleke, I mean, using the reason you gave, say Olorunleke don't deal with the team, at least you don't build a little bit of understanding with the team ahead of Uzo, because I don't trust Uzo. I think
No one
Uzo will
does.
still cost us and still punish us.
Not one
I
does.
don't trust Uzo one day to stay in between the sticks of the Nigerian Super Eagles. I don't trust him. I am not rooting for him. I don't want him to keep any game. I talk about it behind my mouth. Uzo is not fit to be our number one goalkeeper. So I feel safe if you give Ojo Olorunleke maybe a Mass or a Christian. I mean, I don't know why Mikel Obi pulled out, because I mean the last time I think he was on the bench for Udinese. I don't know whether he got.
I
he got
he had been.
I don't know if he had injury on the bench.
Yeah, recently.
or probably there are some private
Personal,
issues that we
yeah,
don't
we
know
don't know.
about.
Yeah.
You understand? But I mean, going into these qualifiers, I don't really trust Uzo. So from that angle, I would agree that maybe a coaching issue, I mean, is at stake here. Some of our guys on the in the camp of the Super Eagles, I mean, put up a tweet and talked about how impressed they have been with the goalkeepers so far. You understand? But on a scale of 1 to 10, in fact, let me just take a quick prediction from you guys. How confident are you that we'll beat or we'll get 6 points? Or how many points do you think we can get from these first two games?
On a normal day, I would say 6. But with these Super Eagles, I think I'll go with 4.
4?
I think
Where
I'll
the
go
draw
with
will
4.
come from?
I think they should draw Zimbabwe and beat Lesotho. In my opinion.
Okay.
In my
They'll
opinion.
beat Lesotho and draw Zimbabwe.
Yeah, in my
Uzo, what do you think?
Oh, we'll get 6 points.
They'll get 6
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, for the first time, I have this
Belief.
that we'll do this job.
Okay.
For the first time,
And
I
get
have
it
the
done.
belief we'll get it done for these first 2 games.
Okay.
I feel we're going to do it, but I just feel the coach should be a little bit flexible with his
Selection.
Selection,
It shouldn't
okay.
be this rigid with this
Selection.
We already see these mistakes. We already know these problems. We know some of the problems already. It's obvious. We can all see it.
All right.
It's
So
just
you think we'll
visible
get
to
6
the
points?
blind.
Someone?
Yeah.
For me, I could go for 6 points. Nigeria, Lesotho 3-0. Zimbabwe, Nigeria 1-2. Because then go hit us on transition. And
score.
because if we now was all with the goal,
Exactly.
we
That's
go
why
face,
I'm
because the
going for
problem
that
where I
1
get,
point.
the problem
Yeah.
where I get,
Yeah.
now say these teams now on transition, so they go get like maybe 2-3 chances. And if your goalkeeper no strong, they play better
Did you
shots.
see that our last game?
Let's
Did you
not
see
take
our last
away
game?
the keeper.
After
If
the first
cast,
free kick,
make we
after
know.
the first free kick,
Yeah.
when they were about to play that other free kick that led to the other goal, I told the person we were watching the ball
Now
together
goal.
that this is a goal.
Even me, I thought
See,
I'm
see,
saying
see,
I'm
see.
How can we
You're
have someone like that? How can we have
So
someone
a
like that
team
in the
can
post?
just have 2 chances and score
And they
2.
score. That's it.
See,
Now why they
let's
give them
not take
1-2?
away the fact that Super Eagles, we dey get our time when it comes to playing.
If we dey score and they score us for
No, it
our
is-
they
no,
burn
no, no,
they
we-
burn
we-
us
we
for
never
our
reach
waiting come be
we-
the
for
waiting
these
come be the use.
qualifiers now.
Yeah.
I feel say it's going to be a positive result for us.
All right.
Because
is this you being optimistic? Or
And I get very surprised because Uzo is none of the two. Uzo is not optimistic and he's not. So I don't understand where this is coming from.
That because for me, this is the Nigerian in me talking. I want us to pick 6 points.
I want to.
We'll get,
But I think the most we can get from these 2 games is 3 points.
No.
Win 1, lose 1. No. I'm serious. I think we'll lose to Zimbabwe. Yes, I think we'll lose to Zimbabwe.
If that happens, they should just.
I think we might even draw against Lesotho in Uyo, but I'm going for a win. Nigeria, Lesotho in Uyo. I think we'll lose to Zimbabwe.
We are not that bad, though.
I'm not saying we are that bad. We don't have a team. I've been saying it since. We don't have a team.
But we have individual
We have
talents.
individual talents.
Yes.
Super
I
talents.
think
it's on the
we will
coaches.
use those qualities to overpower
We
the
have
City.
to accept that.
To
Except
cover the
individual
whole lapses. The
brilliance.
quality
We don't
is going to
have
cover
a
the
team.
lapses, yes.
I mean, Bruno is a fantastic player. Osai is fantastic. I know Iwobi, Kelechi, Victor, just name them. They're all fantastic players individually. But as a team, look at what Xabi Alonso is doing with Bayer Leverkusen.
That's a
Look
team.
at what Xabi is doing with Bayer Leverkusen. Building them into a unit. If you bring broom, scatter broom, 1, I can break it in 2 seconds. But put the broom together, say make I break all of them as a unit. I can't. That is what we
I must
don't
say,
have.
our last friendly in Portugal, I think we play beautiful football.
But
Against-
sometimes.
Against,
But they play as a team.
Sometimes.
against Mozambique.
You know that sometimes
Even if
individual
Make
balances.
we go. By the way, that issue will happen with Hamas for the stadium at the entrance. All the security personnel where they hire to come do work for stadium and all of that. It's high time you guys also acquaint yourself with information. It wasn't hard to just stay there and Google and find that say they invite
No,
Hamas.
I think that's not the problem.
What's
I think
the
that's
problem?
not the problem. I think it is a problem of follow orders.
Okay.
They might not know. I feel some of them there know Hamas. But the problem is,
Directive
I
has
don't
not
want to
come.
be sacked. What did Oga say? It's a problem of communication from the. I think
Will
from the
an
NFF.
Oga be foolish enough not to
No,
know
I
that
think
they
it
do
is
this?
a miscommunication
at
from
this
the
day and age,
NFF and
it's
them.
a shame that the NFF is inviting a player. There's improper communication.
It's the
that
communication
will
gap.
allow that player. I mean, it's a shame. You can't.
It's
You
the
can't hear about
communication gap.
anywhere else.
It's the
in the world.
communication gap.
It is a shame. The NFF should assign someone who's at that gate, who knows that they are expecting a player.
There should be a
There
protocol
should be
picking
constant
every
communication
player.
with the player.
Shamo, you said at the gate. Somebody should be at
the airport or wherever they are
It's coming to
landing.
represent Nigeria. It's not coming to represent his village.
But know that I don't think Hamas
by air.
actually came by air.
No,
Yeah,
let's
Let's
I think
assume that it
driven
was
down
in
there.
Benin because he plays for insurance.
Okay.
I don't think there will be a ready-made flight from Benin to Uyo. You understand? I don't know. I'm just giving an excuse. But let's assume that he flew or he went from Benin to Lagos and took a flight
Then
to
he must
Uyo.
have been- he must be
and all of
picked
that.
from the airport.
Somebody-
Sorry. When he was coming, when he was invited,
Yeah.
was he not called?
Must have been called for sure.
As he was coming, was he not calling somebody? As,
you-
I'm on my
Have
way.
you seen
what
other
I'm saying is-
international players when
No,
they
no,
go
I don't
on
want to
their
go there. No,
international?
I don't want to go there.
There's a ready-made car, same car that
All
picks
right.
everyone up.
Okay.
And that just makes it organized. I'm sure the driver is employed by the federation. The people coming with them are employed by the federation, and they ensure they get to wherever they are going. That is how it should be. He came in one Toyota Camry or Corolla.
We are so.
In fact, it is just.
I bet we can do better.
We can do better,
Amas, on behalf of maybe on behalf of the NFF, I don't get the power to apologize on behalf of the NFF. On behalf of Nigerian fans, football
patriotic
fans,
Nigerians.
patriotic Nigerian fans, we believe that you should be treated better.
Sorry for the.
The
Because you
few
won't
minutes
play
we
for
spent for
Nigeria.
gate. I don't know how long you spent on the gate, but the few seconds where you spent for gate, where they don't know you, where they need to explain, saying, "Are you inside that motor?" Sorry. Is Mikel Obi the most decorated Super Eagles player of all time or most successful? Make we define decorated in football terms. I know say all of you know decoration. Normally, if you want rent hall, do wedding, decoration, make and fine, beautiful. In football terms, when we talk say somebody is the most decorated, it means the person we don't win the most laurels, the most honors. We don't win. Nobody who finish second, third. We don't win the most. Shane and Mikel Obi don't win the most cup for all the Super Eagles players. We don't don the green and white jersey of the national team till date, both club and national team. Obi come out for him podcast, come to say, I'm the most decorated Super Eagles player. Can stay here and talk about it, you know, and this, that. Is Mikel Obi the most decorated? Now, waiting, I want the guys to talk about. Let's put facts out there so that Obi go know. He made a lot of
Claims.
blunders. You know, Issa Hayatou is from Cameroon. He's not from Cote d'Ivoire. Mikel, it's not. I understand that you feel bad about the 2013 whatever African Football of the Year, and I think he should have won it, but Issa Hayatou is from Cameroon. He's not from Cote d'Ivoire. And CAF, yes, probably sold out, but get your facts right, brother. So, is he the most decorated player?
I think he wish he was. I'm starting with that.
He wish he was.
Yeah, but it's not, definitely. Facts prove it. Individual records, national records, and even in the mind of Nigerians. Yeah, Mikel did his numbers maybe for the Nigerian Chelsea fans. You know, Chelsea fans have a large following base in Nigeria, so you might argue that. But I think Papilo, as we know, did it in our minds. Growing up, I saw it where someone said this is an insult to my childhood because
No, but are we looking at this sentimentally or we are looking at it because it's...
that's why I started. That's why I started with facts.
I said
That's why I started with facts. I said when we look at it factually and even sentimentally for a large number of Nigerians, patriotic Nigerians, even my mother knows Kanu more than Mikel, based off his heroics, yes, and the Olympics and everything like that.
Mikel said most successful. Was it success?
He said most
decorated. He didn't say he was the greatest player.
That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't even most decorated.
You are saying
he's not even the most decorated.
Let's even bring it. Let's bring both of them side by side.
He's not even the most decorated. We're on the same page.
Is Kanu even the most decorated Super Eagles player?
It depends on what we are talking about, first of all.
We're talking about laurels.
Is it just the laurels or the contribution?
I define decoration in football terms.
Yes.
Decoration, as you and I know it in football terms, is the number of laurels. That's why Dani Alves, Lionel Messi would pass as the most decorated players in the world.
Exactly.
In football terms,
but
we're talking about laurels, awards. What have you won? You understand? That's what footballers used to banter themselves. Put your medals on the table.
Put your World Cup on the table.
Put your medals on the table. That's what footballers used to banter. Put your medals on the table. So, medals on the table. Is Mikel the most decorated? Is Kanu the most decorated? That's what we want to know. First of all, Mikel versus Kanu. Let's put it out there. Mikel burst into limelight 2003. Finland, under 17 World Cup. You understand? Toss of coin, I make them come out. We didn't get past the group stage. The next time we saw Mikel in the Super Eagles, after then he went to Lyn Oslo. I don't think he won stuff with Lyn Oslo. But the next time we saw Mikel in national colours was under 20.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Under 20. Yeah. He finished second. Lionel Messi. They beat us 2-1. He had a good tournament. In my opinion, he was the best player of the tournament. But Messi won that tournament. And Messi was the best. He was the second. I think Taye was the third. You understand? He didn't win that tournament. Do you understand? And then he moved. We know the whole Man U Chelsea thing. And then he moved to Chelsea. Won Premier League titles, won the Champions League, won the Europa League. That's basically all Mikel won. Coming back home,
he won the Super Cup, right?
Yes,
that's
basically all he won. Coming back, did he win the Super Cup? No, he didn't.
Just won Super Cup.
No, I think it was
just won Super Cup now.
They won this time around. No. This time around.
It was this time they just won.
You understand?
Then he came third with the Olympics.
Coming to the Olympics, third. He didn't win.
Third.
Coming to the African Cup of Nations, that's the title he won for the Super Eagles.
Fine. Okay.
Let's switch it. Kanu Wankwo.
Okay.
In Wayan National. He won the league.
Starting from home.
He won the league. Under 17 World Cup, Japan 93. He won it.
Yeah.
We go to the Olympics. Under 20, Atlanta 96. He won it. The only thing he missed out on a national team is under 20. Is the Super Eagles, African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
Sadly, he missed a penalty against Cameroon in the final here in Lagos. You understand? That was didn't win. He won the African Cup of Nations twice, 96, 99. I mean, African Football of the Year, 96, 99. He went to Arsenal, 2 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cup titles, won the FA Cup with Portsmouth.
Yes.
Ajax Amsterdam, Champions League, Inter Milan, UEFA Cup. You understand? Like 15 laurels, Kanu Wankwo. So where on earth is Mikel getting the illusion that he's the most decorated? Then if we switch it up a little bit, Chidi Odia.
Yeah, CSK
Yes.
Moscow.
Chidi Odia, CSK Moscow. Chidi Odia also won, I think, the Nigerian League. He won something in the NPFL also before going abroad. Won the Moldovan League. Won the Russian League. Chidi Odia, if I'm not mistaken, has 21 laurels. Chidi Odia.
That is even more than both
That is
of them.
even more than Kano Wanko. So,
But they will argue the quality.
what quality?
Is
What
it quality?
quality?
Is it quality?
Is it quality?
No, 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 it's
When
quality
you
of
talk
tournaments.
about
It's quality of
quality,
tournaments.
if Daniel Alves wins, Messi just won a trophy at Inter Miami. It is counted
It's
as part
counted.
of part of his
Yes,
Ronaldo just won a trophy at Saudi Arabia.
I understand.
Yes.
But I'm saying that you have to look at it based on the quality.
Then Mikel should have stated most decorated player with quality.
Emphasize.
But when you say most decorated, it is
I
all
feel
inclusive.
when you are no longer up there, you just try to find something to stay relevant.
Okay, just trying to say.
But Mikel has
Yes.
the money. Mikel is
He's not having the money.
Mikel
He's
he
not
has the
having
money and
yeah.
he's,
If you
he
remember
also has the fame.
From
He's-
our previous podcast, I used to tell you about this whole when it comes to our players not using the social media enough, not coming to the media enough. And these things are what brings sponsors to you. When you have this traffic towards your end,
Yeah.
companies will want to come close to you because they feel because you have this controversy around you,
Yeah.
people will come close to you. At the end of the day, if they come close to you, they will also be making profit because
And
that
that way
attention
the wealth circulates in the
it
industry.
goes
That's how the
round.
industry grows.
It goes round. So I feel Mikel said those things on purpose, just trying to boost his podcast or so.
I agree.
think that's what he's trying to do there.
Okay, he's trying to boost his podcast, to
podcast.
gain traffic to his podcast.
I think,
Yes.
I
So he
think,
said
in
it
the,
on
he-
purpose.
it
I
was
think
done
in
on
the
purpose.
in the last few days, I
has
agree
been
with
talking
Uzo,
too much.
because a lot of people have talked about Mikel,
Obi-Wan.
the whole Nigeria. Everybody in the Nigerian sports space has been talking about Mikel. He's one of the most searched people. People have gone to search all the laurels, all the medals, research and everything. And I think he's just at home, just
gaining traffic.
enjoying the
So,
whole.
so anybody coming to search for Mikel, I
Yeah.
definitely see.
I think
His podcast.
I think prior
anybody
to this, I did not know about his podcast. I had missed that or something.
Yeah.
So this is what made me
To know about
go
his
back
podcast.
to
So
previous
he's now
episodes
trying
and
to
see.
gain
So I think
traffic.
one way or the other, this
Now,
is
now, now
one-
it brings me to the point that Mikel is now in the media space, right?
Yes.
So he now understands that this is an industry where the journalist needs the player needs the journalist. Because Mikel is now, quote and unquote, a journalist. He's a media person. But when Mikel was a player with the Super Eagles, what was his attitude towards journalists, especially Nigerian journalists? I think it's high time we understand that this is a pari passu relationship. The right hand rub the left hand rub the right hand. You understand? Nobody's coming to beg you for anything. I, as a media person, I, as a journalist, I need you as a footballer to get content for my broadcast. Okay? You need me as a journalist to also broadcast that you did this, you did that with your club or with your national team. Because if I don't put it out, nobody knows. Or people would not know, it won't gain as much traffic. Imagine Mikel now calling Victor Osimhen that he wants him on his podcast, and Osimhen snub and say, I don't talk to podcast people, I don't talk to Nigerian media, or I don't talk to Nigerians. Do you understand? It's a pari passu relationship.
But this thing we're talking about, it's
Yes.
not just Mikel alone. I think it's a Nigerian thing. Like
Yeah.
our players
So
have
why
this.
is it a
They have
Nigerian
this.
thing?
I don't know. I think the education needs to come in now.
They don't understand that it's an ecosystem.
Yeah, it's an ecosystem,
Sports
yeah.
and the media go hand in hand.
Yeah.
You can, if you play sports and there's no media that's there to support
you,
that
yeah.
system, then the brand, the sports doesn't grow. So it's important that they understand their relationship with the media. I've been seeing some things flying around where some people have even said that some Nigerian players in the Super Eagles do not grant interviews to Nigerian-based media houses.
Yeah,
When they come- when they come
I hear
for-
from one of our colleagues that Wilfred indeed is beginning to act funny. You understand? He has not done it to me, so I wouldn't tell.
I
You
think
understand?
Ndidi
But-
has a
I
good
mean,
track record.
You understand? Somebody said Ndidi is beginning
sometimes
to, I
it's
don't
not
know. He
even
hasn't
like
done to me.
sometimes the players
But
might
I've
want
witnessed
to.
Mikel's own, so I know.
Sour. Sometimes there's more to this thing. The player they might want to do it, but there are some factors, personal factors that might hinder them from doing it.
Like factors like
Media shy. They might be media shy.
they're not media shy abroad.
No, how many times do they grant me? How many times? Check
Let me
their
tell you,
record. Check how many times they grant
let me
media
tell you,
outside.
Do you think that Sky would probably want to interview Mikel and you said, no, I don't talk to press, I'm media shy.
No,
He would never do that.
never. And this is one problem. Also, as a player, the fact that it is not done right in Nigeria does not mean it is not right or it is not what is meant to be done. We had a conversation recently about players in Nigeria here not being educated about the fact that you have a responsibility to the media, to the journalists. They are not educated enough. In Nigeria, yeah, it's even different because some of them are like Egbon Adugbos that don't even know how to speak English.
That's
so you
why
understand.
I didn't want to go. I didn't want to hit it like that.
No, you have to hit it the way it is.
understand.
But now the problem is, I feel like these things are things people should be educated. As a player, you have to be aware of the fact that there are times when you have to grant interviews. There are times when we want to speak. You are the highest goal scorer, for example. You had the most outstanding performance. We want to hear from you. We want to know. We want people to see how you feel. We want the fans to know, okay, this is how my best player, the player I look up to, feels. So you should know that these things are part of the... It is not something
It's
that
the
should be...
whole package.
Yeah, it should not be debated. This is part of the industry you are in. This is part of what you are doing. So I feel it's just the superiority of... we Nigerians, we prefer...
You know, I keep saying that we're a classist society.
Exactly. If an Igbo man advertises to me, I might not want to buy. I know I might want to buy.
Yeah.
But if it's a Nigeria selling me the same product, I might feel... So I think that might be part of the problem. Or he might have personal reasons, which maybe sometime in the future, he might just...
I think this neo-colonialism thing it has eaten deep into us. I was watching Bovi speak at the Mindshift conference. And Bovi said... There are certain places where he would want to go to pitch something to them, a proposal to them, and all he needs to do is to look for one white girl and attach to his crew. Just look for one white girl. This is not racist, but this is how we think.
Yeah.
Oh, if one Oyibo day, this thing will get level. You understand? He even gave an example of how somebody wanted... a job done, and then he said, I have guys that can do this job. He said, but I want people from this country. Do you understand? So, sadly, in Nigeria, trust me, you know the people where they broke people pass. Now broke people. Sure. Broke people should broke people pass. It's sadly that we're a classist society. That's the reason why Mikel go forget say when in the under 17. Now still us. Now we talk about him till when he get to the Super Eagles. So when he get to the Super Eagles and gets to Chelsea, he can't become John Mikel Obi. I don't talk to the local media.
Please, I'm just Mikel. If you see this podcast,
his
accent. He should help us with his accent. I don't understand
that. I don't have anything against his accent.
I don't understand that.
In summary, guys, let me just put this out there.
What do you expect?
A football career is 20 years. Soldier go, soldier come, barrack remain. This is an ecosystem. We need to build the football industry so that everybody is balanced. I know that the journalists sometimes they have their blame in it. Why don't I go around some of these players? No go, they try to look for anything. Just go do your job, interview them and go. Use your content, whatever content you want. Use it and go. May they respect you. Exactly. When you go meet Super Eagles players or any player, no be that time to come they beg them for one thing. Do your job professionally and go. And shout out to a lot of journalists these days. I mean, we're doing our job. We're concentrating on our job. We're building our content. The Super Eagles players, a whole lot of una, make una know say this in an ecosystem. You understand? You give me, I give you. You give me content. I give you good reportage and all of that. And journalists also, make sure you don't quote people out of context. Make sure you understand. I saw a tweet yesterday how Barcelona Feminine now has scored 31. They have scored in 30. They have only failed to score once in 31 games. Yeah. And they put a Cesar's picture. And then you need to see the comments under. People did not really understand that statement. It's a shame actually. They didn't understand that statement. People were like, "Oh, why did you put a Cesar picture or that?" Because they felt you didn't even understand. You couldn't comprehend. So let's really comprehend. When we interview these guys, comprehend, know exactly what they're saying, and report accurately. And respect yourselves when you go to. I mean, personally, me, and I need to beg anybody anything. I'm that kind of guy we say if I get 1,000 naira, another 1,000 naira now I get. If you give me, now you won't give me. No, be I didn't beg anybody anything. So if you be the one of those journalists where they look for brown envelope, stop it. If you one of those journalists where they do ass licking, you go call the hype player when they even deserve to be hyped, stop them. Because now people like Una, where they feel say every other journalist can be bought and they talk rubbish, and then they will say, I can't talk to Nigerian media. Mikel na a media person, whether you like it or not, Mikel na a journalist, because they find way to promote Obi-Wan podcast. They find way to promote him. You don't talk to Terry, don't talk to this one, don't talk to Victor Osimhen. Imagine saying such a new grant time interview, where I think they take journalists back in the days. You understand? So, present Nigerian footballers and the ones to come, you need the press. The press needs you. It's an ecosystem. Together we grow the industry. As you they grant us the interview with a broadcaster for our platform, people they respect us, say, okay, yes, you can get this guy, you can get this guy. So I want to partner with you because your podcast is doing well, or your radio show is doing well, or your TV show is doing very well. That way, all of us they grow collectively. You understand? Nobody hate anybody here. Thank you for all the fantastic work we do for us during your time, Mikel Obi. Thank you for the AFCON 2013. Thank you for all the work. I mean, even when your popsy then kidnap and just like you said in your podcast, you know, the fact that you could still play for the country, we really do appreciate. But our players can really do better to respect the Nigerian press. Mm-hmm. And the press can do better to report accurately and get respect for themselves. Because as Igbo people, they take to I can't both hands work together. The hands are clean. Sad week or month for African football. A Ghanaian player, Dwamena, in losing life when he played for in Albanian club side. He just slumped and then he lost his life. We pay tribute to him today on this episode of the show. And then again, maybe like some Nigerian teams don't they get them right. Talk about Nigerian league sides, Ikorodu City Football Club. Just one club get like 3 sponsorship for their jersey. Jersey sponsorship alone. We will look at that one. And then finally, we don't talk this one over and over and over. But Mahrez come outside and say, he deserved the African Footballer of the Year award over Yasin Bono and by extension over John Mikel Obi. That's now what we won't consider right about now. I get Kingsley, senior man. I get Warrit Yongi. And I get the newest member of the community and the last guy of the community, George, will he join us this beautiful episode. George, how far are you?
I did very okay. I did excited today here with everybody.
I don't see you don't need ginger for Twitter say you won't join us since one thing, blah blah. You can't wait and all of those things. We sign you since you just go on loan on yourself.
First we go loan, we always come back from loan.
You don't come back from loan. You don't go travel abroad again.
They don't release my work permit.
My work permit keep you safe.
So I don't release them. I don't enter Lagos. I don't need foodie.
All right, no, worry how far now.
I did Sawadinho. It's actually nice to be here once again.
And Kingsley,
boss,
it cause problem. Oh.
I know they cause problem. I just catch my phone. That's why we be community.
That's why we be community.
Yes,
all right, maybe we'll start with you, Kingsley. Sad note, Dwamena. 1995 to 2023.
So sad. A very young, promising African player. So again, it's part of those things that we really need to take very, very serious, you know, in this part of the world, because sometimes it's a combination of a lot of factors. You know, if we look at it critically, yes, one factor, he's trying to survive, he's trying to make ends meet, you understand? He has family to take care of, immediate, extended, a whole lot of things. But I also, to a large extent, I blame him, number one, because first of all, nobody understands your body better than you do.
Yourself.
Yes. Then the club side as well, we also need to find out how much were they doing concerning this. Yes, we've seen players in Central Europe who also have this kind of condition and they manage it properly. Do you understand? With effective medical check regularly and everything is working. A good example, Eriksen, currently playing in Manchester United. We can see how they've been managing his own, you know. Even our own Kano Nwankwo at a time to had a bit of this and they were able to manage it. And today, we are still celebrating him, you know. So, but it's also to know what the club was also doing, then the medical person that was taking care of him, at any point in time, did he really stand his feet? You were just saying something off air now. There's this mentality we have, when we are doing something. As a professional, if things are not going on well, stand your feet and say, no, this is not going to happen. There was this former sports player that had this kind of issue too, that collapsed on the pitch. Now, I'm trying to remember his name now off my head.
I've forgotten it.
Yes, and the medical doctor rushed into the pitch that day. Do you understand? His heart stopped beating for some seconds. And they got him back. But he wanted to come back playing as a footballer. You know the way football is. We are hungry to always be back there to play, no matter how bad you feel. But the medical people said, no.
You can't.
You just have to stop.
Yeah, and from Dwamena, we heard that they had advised that he stopped playing football professionally.
Yes.
But he just continued.
And that's what I'm still saying. If the medical professionals stood their ground, you write to the FA and say this player is not fit to continue.
He's risking his life.
Yes, do you understand? In order not to tarnish your image. Sometime back, we also had this kind of scenario in Nigeria here, Nasarawa United. Do you understand? And it's not being, even in our own national team, Samuel Kwaraji, this is also how it happened. Do you understand? And nobody wants this kind of things to continue to happen. So I think all hands must be on deck, club side, players, medical team. Please just make sure that the moment that player is not fit to continue playing health-wise, stand your feet.
But then again, there's this issue of if you use a defibrillator, I don't know if I pronounced that right, you can be able to play.
True.
Do you understand? And we heard that he's been using that device. Let me not bite my tongue. He's been using that device. So now the club will go blame or say the device no function well, right?
I think he has to take the majority of the blame, like Justin said. So I think for the Raphael, he actually has to take the majority of it. Look at Brighton player, that Enoch Mwepu. Last year, he was told that he knew that he had heart problems. And the club, the FA, England FA, told him that he should retire. And he retired. No matter how you want to earn a means for your family, for yourself, and feed others, you still have, there's a saying that health is wealth. You have to consider that. And if you don't consider that, this is what happened. And we also have to consider that he's an African. He might not be playing with his village. So, according to him, we have facts. That's another factor. He's 28. But we don't know. Let us add another, let us say 5 years.
Live on 28 years in
But
28 days, yes.
He might not be playing with his
He might not be playing.
But 28 days.
28 days. So, for him, he has done, and like you said, the medical teams. What happened in Nigeria with Chineme Martins was, we all know that each team is supposed to have a medical doctor.
Yeah, Chineme Martins is a Nasarawa United.
Nasarawa United player. Each team was, in Nigeria, there was not an ambulance when the issue. Ambulance, no day. And most of these clubs, beginning of the season, they will talk say club licensing. Say the FA go, we should them club licensing. And most of these clubs don't meet the criteria. All those type of small things. Look at the issue with Raul Jimenez against Arsenal Wolves. Immediately he had the injury. The medical team came in. And there's something that I think they used to say is that when there's a certain issue, when you're a player, you don't have to gather around the player. You just leave the people who can actually handle that situation at that time. So the guy can actually have some fresh air. And so you'll be able to handle the situation. And I think that the league as a whole also have to take the blame, because this guy has been told to retire by several clubs. He went to Levante. His contract was terminated because of this issue. He went to Zaragoza. Also the same reason. But no doubt he's a good player. I saw his numbers. Fantastic. He played for FC Zurich in Swiss. He had good numbers. 12 goals in 18 games. That was for a good striker. But no doubt, but he's just sad that his career had to stop at this point in time. But he has to take the majority of the blame.
Two of them don't talk their own. But I will tell you the truth. I blame everything on the club. Okay. First club terminate contract. Second club terminate contract. You carry player.
And you sign them.
It's not possible now. I don't fit go market. I see tomatoes we don't spoil. I can't go buy them. where I know say this thing, if I carry and go cook stew, it no go well. True. So why go carry am?
True.
So everything to me, na still the club.
But the player saying one play.
Now the player say one play, now in desire be that, but no be you know reach waiting I want.
If you no give a contract,
you don't go give me waiting
play.
you don't go put me for problem now. Now you don't bring that name. That club now don't get bad name. This record go there for life.
True.
This record
But
it go there for life.
Sha.
It
It
happen,
happen.
sha. But it go there for life. Say player die for that club. So and the medical decision of that club now, that's what you go there. Because
So they question them,
they go always question that medical decision of that club. Because I believe say the club they get daily routine,
Yeah.
they get weekly routine,
Yes.
medical check,
Which
they
is a
get
normal
monthly,
thing.
and they get yearly. So what happen? You know, get half person go tell me say they never see this thing coming.
Yeah.
It must don't show signs somewhere.
Sure.
In
Sure.
body go don't tell.
Sure.
And even if you know talk out with your mouth, the medical team go don't see. am
They were
somewhere.
managing a lot of
So
information.
they just the manager.
They were managing a lot of
Me, I
information.
know the person they manage. If you want to manage it, they know
you
they
get
manage.
plenty money, I know you.
They know they manage health.
Yeah.
They know they just manage health like that. When you know say you don't bad like that.
Yeah.
Can I keep? I just give a job. Make they work for technical.
yes, coaching
Make you work for technical. The guy know.
The main reason why I said it's a totality
African-
of everybody to blame because they compromised a lot of things, both the player and everything.
So they know.
So sad.
They know.
So sad.
They know say this guy but don't advance for age. So why they know just Baba? I'm going to determine your contract.
Yes,
I'll give you
join-
something.
join-
May your
exactly.
own side.
Exactly.
Maybe they use the
The
front.
the seafront.
But when the club go reason, it's not about say for the club good. They go consider say this guy they get us which we need.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
If you say the club go the reason with
no, the
numbers.
club from the club background, they look for
If you say the club go the reason in numbers, you want them to say they no fit get replacement. You no get any player will never get
Waris, I
replacement.
think don't come die now. Who go they score?
Who go?
They will look for somebody
go
else.
for somebody.
Do you understand?
My guys, sincerely,
It's painful.
it is very painful.
Very painful.
Very painful. Dwamena, sleep well. I mean, we can't blame the dead. Sincerely, sleep well. It's painful. Even the ones where they manage, even the ones where we no see forthcoming and all of that. You know, when death comes knocking, sometimes we need to even get any answer. We thank God for the likes of Fabrice Muamba.
Yeah, Muamba.
We thank God for Ericsson. We thank God for some people who don't actually survive. And then, we see they bleed for the likes of Chef Tiote. We see they bleed for the likes of Mark Vivian Fo, Samuel Okwaraji, Chisom Chinemere Martins. We see they bleed for them. And then Dwamena. Sorry, we can't say more. Just sleep well, legend, sleep well. Yeah. We know they blame anybody. In fact, if it's in a club, if it's in a player, if it's in a they just won't survive. But we know they blame anybody. But then again, this issue still they on. They count down to the African Football of the Year. The African Football of the Year. They count down. We don't dare talk before. So who supposed to say, "Wait, Osimhen finish 8, Osimhen finish 8." Riyad Mahrez come outside, come talk, say, you don't get anybody for this Africa. We supposed to win African Football of the Year will not be me because I do hat trick with Man City last year. He never mention Osimhen for the argument too. He say, in the year they say Yassine Bono of Morocco supposed winner because he win Europa with Sevilla and all that. Say by him do the hat trick with Manchester City. George, you be the only person for all these people now when we talk about that Osimhen matter. Riyad Mahrez will come and say now he deserve a pass. Who deserve that African Football of the Year pass?
Individually, but give me in stats. Now just the thing.
Into saying score
15 goals, 13 assists.
13 assists last
Say
year.
in they very instrumental to Manchester City, their wins.
Now
and all of that.
Osimhen carry Napoli
But they still give Kvaratskhelia.
with Quara.
They give
Because
Kvaratskhelia.
now the name they call her for there. With Quara. Now Osimhen carry Napoli with Quara.
Yes.
Carry them go with they go promised land. Wetin never happen for years.
Yes.
For donkey
3 years.
3 decades.
It never happened before. So why Mahrez? This thing by way Mahrez just do ba. Now what we they call na media hype.
Okay.
He just come bring himself out first. So that when time go reach where people go begin vote. Everybody go dey remember his name.
The thing when you talk.
Because now this is not voting. Now still voting. And people go vote with now waiting they their mind they go take vote.
This is how they see votes. So, say Nigerians they vote for outside
another
that.
person.
Normal, it dey happen. Even when make I give you an example, when Ronaldo been in Madrid, he get one certain time Ronaldo come to say he no dey happy. Wetin happen? Because him is say even in colleagues they vote Against
them.
Yes. But the next season, what happen? Everybody behave.
Yes.
Everybody align with
they
them.
align.
Now what Mahrez they do now? He dey push himself. If you don't do him, I know Osimhen now need to step up because this team now fight to finish.
True.
Yeah. And if you win, I don't win now. Then they change him.
Yeah.
You never get person who win African best.
They can't change that. Mikel still dey complain for 2013 till today.
He dey complain. Make you go change him. So you know, Osimhen now need to come out.
Yeah.
Even if you don't come, Osimhen get guys now.
Yeah.
Guys food this Lagos. See that Smalley for Twitter and the rest. But now they go give am this hype. Before you go know now, we go enter every corner for that same Twitter. Before you know, we don't go Facebook. Before you know, we dey Instagram. Everywhere go dey boil. Now him name go there everywhere. For that now place, the name go dey shake.
Say you need to help them boys. So yeah, boys.
As it doesn't boys enter street, we don't enter street. Work don't start.
So you think say Mahrez get serious points?
Like you don't talk, Mahrez like now PR for him. But no doubt, like during the Mikel stuff, we know they talk. Mikel for that period, that 2013, we he think say he go win now.
Yeah.
Then he talk say Ivo Caf tell him say he go
He
win
go
now.
win now. Yeah.
But the shock Caf say I no be so. That year, Mikel won before that season, 2012. He won the Champions League.
Champions League.
True.
2013.
He win AFCON.
He won AFCON and Europa League.
Yes.
But wait till happen. They don't give on. They give to get based on say they want to first person to do 3 times in a row. And all this thing they happen. Look at 2010
Now Mikel tell us say they give him based on
Like,
they want to
based
play
on
in the
based on-
room.
according to
Nineteen
the
of
team.
nineteen.
Because Yaya Toure was actually a beast. Actually, yeah.
That's
massive
right,
people
that's
win
right.
as
You know
well.
which of
But
that
something
season.
happened for that 2012-2013.
Okay.
That Champions League and that Nation Cup, they don't go in line, oh. They're not there together.
Yeah, I don't say they
They're
don't
not
do
there
together.
together for
Champions
the same. They're not there for the same football calendar.
Yeah.
So now 2 different these things.
Yes.
And don't forget about now big player MB for that Champions League. Now till when things become the sour for Chelsea, all of a sudden
Yes,
Chelsea got just right.
Yeah.
Chelsea play one kind. Mark Holland, one kind team like that.
Even their coach have be main goal. Di Matteo.
He just step in.
He just step in.
The thing just happen like that. Before the Nation Cup,
Reality.
even the Nation Cup will come. When Nation Cup come, but I want to know for you get how that Nation Cup they happen.
We've been thinking
Best
about
to
against
get,
Cote
best to
d'Ivoire.
get.
Exactly.
People
Exactly.
till today, people still they relegate on Nazi for that Nation Cup.
Yes.
But they don't even remember in contribution. People still they relegate MNK for that Nation Cup.
True.
They forget.
True.
Now Miguel they collect the hype for that Nation Cup.
I'm
You're very
getting
correct.
that time.
You're very correct.
All right, so what we just do here now. Mahrez supposed they bench for this African Football of the Year. Say Osimhen and Bonu, and then the front runners. Or Mahrez will put on there.
No, Mahrez supposed they
He
there.
supposed
So he get the last episode, and I mean they talk something about who been the most decorated. Do you understand? So if we also look at that calendar year, he has a very valid point.
Yeah, he's the most decorated for that calendar
So
year.
if we start with that calendar year now, African Cup of Nations no day.
Yes.
Then the next what we take George,
Now league football.
let's say World Cup. Bono go World Cup.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He got to semi-final.
Yeah.
But if we put their medals on the table,
Yeah.
because you told us something, that is what footballers used to brag.
Yes.
The first one, Europe, Champions League,
Mahrez
bigger
winner.
than Europa.
Yes.
2 of them get,
Yeah.
but one
Mahrez
big
get,
pass
Bono
one.
get. Yeah. Osimhen no get.
Osimhen no get.
Exactly.
Then we enter league.
League.
Mahrez get league. Bono no get.
Osimhen get.
Osimhen get.
Uh-huh.
Then we come enter FA Cup.
Mahrez
get.
Osimhen
Osimhen no get. Bono no get.
So Mahrez is that
Figure don't he don't show himself now.
See, another thing now, 2010. You remember Snyder?
Yeah.
Snyder win treble that season.
Yeah.
He got to the final. He don't win
You
now.
don't win anything.
But who they give?
Now
Messi just win only league. So all these
It's a totality of factors.
Don't forget say Snyder beat Messi.
Yes.
He
now.
beat am.
Yes. For table, for medals that
For
day.
table and for even for
For
match.
Champions
Okay,
League.
finally, guys, make we sharply, as in, I wish we had more time, but make we sharply commend because we like to give people their flowers for this podcast. And today we want to give flowers to Ikorodu City Football Club. You understand? Then they the NNL. In fact, nobody says small thing. Then they the NNL, Ikorodu City. And this jersey where they see now, no be like this is jersey day now. After this Bet King, then get another
Loftus
Bank where they here.
Yeah.
Then they get Indomie where they
Indomie
here.
dey
Then they show you say just for one jersey, you fit get 3-4 sponsors. They fit decide say the left arm self now. We won't go to this football Afrik
Yes,
podcast.
there's
They
another
fit
one
decide
there.
to sponsor the left arm.
There's
now.
another one
You
there.
understand? Packaging. You will talk about to package Nigerian football so that we fit they sell Equal of force. True. They join hand, they collect the benefit. But then, shout out to them. They're even doing better than your Eyimba.
That is true. And like I mentioned, I was also discussing with somebody off air. The moment
Uzo, now they discuss with
the moment okay, so before Uzo, there was a Boye.
Yeah.
The moment this came on social media, so I just saw the thing just dropped on my system, and I'm like, oh, this is quite beautiful. In fact, I dropped a comment that they should make sure they put up a link for people to purchase this.
Yeah.
That's how much I appreciate it. Do you understand? Before we got to this fever now of Sporting Lagos, you know, Ikorodu City was
they were also training at some point. Ikorodu United.
From that moment, I could just see the way these guys were really working out their things. Unfortunately, they could not come to the NPFL. Do you understand? Honestly, I commend them. When you see good thing, give it their flower. Do you understand? And we are just asking our NPFL teams that are not doing much in this area, guys, it's not rocket science. There are so many organizations out there you can talk to. No matter how small the money is, it's not until you get the ones that will give you 30 million or 100 million. Get something extra and begin to build the income. The mentality where most of the administrators need to get, see it as profit making, not as government organization, and they go make money. Wow. I love what Ikorodu City is doing. Guys, keep on doing it. And maybe after Sporting Lagos, this is another thing for us in Lagos to really support.
One thing we say, look at the Lagos State government. Yeah. They don't talk from scratch, say they don't go support any club. Okay. Say they make the club run and they don't go get under any other club. And now we say, if government come out from sports, we go see say the club go get properly owned. And what we see with this, look at 3 sponsors, we go bring better money for
just Jesse.
For just Jesse, And you can actually run your affairs in the club. And I think for Ikorodu United, they are doing good things. No doubt. They might not be in the NPFL, but this little things the way that they do. It
goes a long way.
Yes. And for kudos to one of our own Ogala Media is part of it. And we are seeing the good work that they are doing. Look at the background. Look at the background of the picture.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Most clubs in NPFL, if they want on VP player, they're not going to get this type of background.
They will snap for somebody's house.
Not true.
These are the club should be properly owned. And we have to face reality. If you want to have a good league, I'm not talking say no be compose say we make one 20 team league. Yeah. See Eto when he reach the FA of Cameroon, this is the minimum requirement. Most like 4 teams no meet. He come out the 4 teams. The 16 teams play the league. Yes. And that's the way a proper
when you meet up with the standard, you come back.
It's just like when we revamped the banking sector under Chukuma Soludo. That 25 billion benchmark. You understand? If you don't reach them, go defunct or you merge with somebody and all of that. You know, so shout out to Ikorodu City FC. We celebrate every Nigerian team where we say that they do something right. You understand? And hopefully we will definitely get it right. We will sell Nigerian football. I mean, the teams that are doing well, fantastic. I like the competition when they come to Lagos now. We get Inter Lagos. We don't get 1472.
They're plenty.
They're many
now. Me, I would like to tell all the 20 MPFL teams. I want to tell all the MPFL teams something today. Sponsorship and football it's just like a bar and soup.
True. Yeah.
Where a bag always need soup. And soup go need a bar.
Yes.
So any MPFL club will not just get anything for front of in Jesse. Make it just think otherwise. Because this sponsorship, it go take you, it go carry you a long way. You know, anybody go see Bet King now for this Ikorodu jersey. Now we no go on buy the jersey.
Obviously.
Check any banner stack 90 there. Check this thing. Check Canopy. Check even Bender Insurance. Check all of them. We get this thing. Go down to Enugu Rangers. See what they happen for Rangers now. Yes, and the rest.
So
just see as it happen.
And you know one thing again. One thing again with those things they also do. They say just like all of them have been they talk since say pulling traffic. Sometimes you feel no recognize this badge.
You go recognize this
say
one.
Say Ikorodu City badge. But the moment you just see this thing, you don't know.
If you see Aqua United jersey, if you see the bet where they there, you go know say
Aqua jersey. If you see Flying Minutes, you know say the Arsenal. You go remember the PSG day.
So you remember the podcast where Banky and Boye do. Where Boye the chair explain say those jerseys actually mean something. And those are the nice things you want to hear about some certain club and about the jersey. And I think, like I said, you have to give when somebody they do good. congratulate the person, give the person credit. And if they do bad,
And the ones when they do,
I-
you
I-
sit
I-
up.
that's what we do with anybody.
All right, congratulations to Ikorodu City. They did the NNL, by the way. Maybe they go gain promotion. And all the teams where they try to come the Nigerian Premier Football League, where they expect for the next season. By the way, for the Nigerian Premier Football League, there's still Lobby Stars, and then they're on top of the table. And Heartland Football Club, they bottom of the table. I don't know whether they want rush, go back to the NNL where they just from come. You know, that time, now the first time we actually chopped relegation since they started to stay for the Nigerian Premier Football League. And I don't know whether they want rush, go back. By the way, waiting to happen for Imo State over the year. We don't really like make we just come out our eye for policies because nothing concerns us concerned that their politics they play there, whether now hopeful politics or hopeless politics, you know, concern us. You understand? But then Heartland Football Club, some of us like Heartland, so that now why would they talk? And then they bottom of the table and they go play match today. Yeah, midweek games. They play I think Bayelsa United today. We will see how that one go pan out and all of that. But Lobby Stars, shout out to them. Then they top of the table and then the league still they continue. We see they make mistakes. We see they learn from our mistake. We see they get some things right. We hear say we don't get start times and the rest of them. We're going to broadcast our matches live very soon. Everybody going to enjoy the NPFL live on TV. And one place we go always catch everything that happen for the NPFL inside and outside Turi. Now on top this football community podcast with Football Republic, Sawadinho and the footy community. Thank you, everybody. Shout out to George, shout out to Warid, shout out to Justin, shout out to Kingsley, Uzo, Boye, Somo, everybody wait on the part of the show. This now Football Afrik podcast. My name is Sawadinho. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.